Hey friend, hey, welcome back to my channel, you guys. It's been a long time. Been a long time. Shouldn't laugh you. It's been a long time. Kind of get into a little reason why I am going to post a separate video of just like a little life update. You see me in the same clothing because I'm like batch doing content today while I have the time and I desire to. So it's been a minute, and for a lot of different reasons why. I had personal things going on and I just needed time away. So I was just trying to figure out my footing here over on my social media platforms on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram. At the time, I'm not on Instagram anymore. Just trying to figure it out because I'm like, I don't want to be like the foodie girl. I don't want to be the cooking girl because although I love cooking and I love, like homemaking and all that stuff, it's not my soul, like it's not my sole purpose. It's just not everything. There's many different layers to Jasmine. I just want to make sure I can showcase all of that. So trying not to get so trapped in a box, I had to really map out what my content was going to look like from here on out. And I know it could be a bit of a change if you just follow for the cooking. I'm so sorry to tell, like, I'm thankful that you were here, but if you got to go, God bless you. But for me, I'm like, there's so many layers to me and there's so many ways I want to express myself that I just don't want to get trapped in one little box. I'm trying to figure out how to kind of navigate the new kind of spaces that I want to explore. And yeah, so that's a process. And then recently, we've dealt with a lot of losses, or two losses, major losses in my family, and that's been very, very hard to kind of, put these, you can't really put those pieces back together again. If you've dealt with grief, you just learn how to live with that like emptiness and that void. I've dealt with this before with losing my dad many years ago, but now it looks different in this season for me and for my family, and it's been a process. Yeah, I thank God for just like keeping us and just helping us through the process and just being with us on the day to day. Don't really even know how to articulate. I do, but we'll talk about that another time. I finally kind of was getting back into just me and who I am and just feeling better, and we recently just got hit again with another chapter of grief. So, but I am here today because I want to be number one, and two, to kind of showcase and talk about my crochet adventures. How about that? I love that. So, if you don't know, I tend to post a lot more on TikTok. So if you're not already following me over there, head over there. I would love to have you guys over there as well, and vice versa. I want to kind of go more into depth because your girl can yap. Your girl can yap, and I'll be trying to edit those little videos down, but I can yap. So I want a little space where I can kind of talk a little bit more about my projects, the books I'm reading, maybe recipes I'm trying, or whatever. I just want a little bit more space, longer than a minute, 3 minutes at max, where we can just talk. Okay, so today, like I said, I want to talk about my crochet projects. I keep looking over here because I'm like, googly muggly, all my yarn projects. I recently did, what is the first one? Oh, I have it in my bedroom. We're not even gonna get it. It's on my TikTok though. I recently did the Betty McKnit 6-day star blanket. She has many different versions of the star blanket, and I definitely want to try those versions out. But yeah, to really, like I said, we've been dealing with grief. I finally was starting to feel better, and I was just like, I wasn't really ready to touch like my cross stitch projects. I'm just haven't gotten back to that place yet, but I've been open with crochet. And so I did the first 6-day star blanket. Again, you can see that on my TikTok. I enjoyed it. I was like, let me do it again. And so I had a few, well, more than a few, several skeins of yarn. And for me personally, I am not, at the moment, I would say at the moment, I do not care to have like a whole bunch of yarn. I just, it is not for me. I need it like project by project. That's it. I don't mind having like a little bit of extra here and there, but I don't even have the words. so, so project by project. With that being said, I knew I wanted other projects I wanted to work on, like this fall and winter. I wanted to work on like a fall blanket and a Christmas blanket. And so with that being said, with blankets you need a lot of yarn. So I'm like, in order for me to get the new, I got to get rid of the old. So I did one star blanket, and then I also have done yet another star blanket, and this was with scraps from previous projects that I've worked on in the past. And so it just, no rhyme or reason, just kind of worked with what I had. A lot of this yarn is from Hobby Lobby. It's my personal preference to shop. I know some people don't like it. That's their business. This is mine. We can agree to disagree. I'm not really into the politics, but I just, personally for me, I like Hobby Lobby because I'm very, I don't even know how to describe it, but I just like the organization of it. I like it because you can go in there and I know what to expect. Other places is cool and all, but I like that, like, if I need 4 skeins of navy blue, it's going to more than likely be there. Sometimes when I get into the different color variations, and I'm like, I don't really know how it's going to work up, and that kind of like overstimulates my brain a little bit. Like, I have to do a little bit more research and see, okay, if I was to do this colorway in a granny stripe, what does that look like? Creative Grandma actually is really good and does a lot of swatches with the different yarn colorways. So if you're needing that also, I would advise to check out her channel. But anyways, I'm not trying to explain, but I hear my process. So a lot of my yarn comes from Hobby Lobby. So all of these, I think this was like a pearl. I think this was like, what do they call it? I don't know. I think it's like one of the low pill yarns, but I'm not quite sure. But the rest of this was like, I love this yarn, except for this white one. I mean, you can get a white anywhere, but this was from Joann's, the 1 pound Karen yarn, and everything else, Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby. So I do have to, of course, weave in those ends. Now, I always work over my ends, but I will like weave in like the remaining pieces. So I'll do that. And then I also, so this was a 6-day star. I finished my star in about 4 days. I love this border stitch of the peacoats or peacocks. I'm not sure how you pronounce that, but I love that one. It's just so cute and dainty. And I've already been using it when I'm watching TV. So there's that star number 2. And then I'm also doing another star, because again, I had a whole bunch of extra skeins I wanted to get rid of. And this one is in the color Sea Muse. Again, I love this yarn, and if you could tell, it has a lot of blues and greens. You have a little white and maybe purple to the eye, and this one is really nice too. So this is a different variation of the Betty McNick star blanket. I love it. It's kind of easy to do, and then at the end of the day, when I'm sitting down and I just want to work on something for myself, it's already kind of mapped out. You already have your rounds that you can do each day as you choose fit. Okay, so staying on the star blanket, this is so that's the navy blue one is 1. The scrap one was 2. The blue Sea Muse is 3. And then here's my 4th one. Wait, that's the back, friend. Here's my 4th one. As you can tell, it is a Christmas colorway. Now, I first started this one just in this Christmas colorway, and it was a Hot Mess Express. Personally, I did not like it because I felt like you could not really enjoy the beautiful stitch definition with just the Christmas colorway. So I was like, you know what? Next time the yarn goes on sale, I'm going to go and get the white and just see how I like that. And I actually really love this. It feels very vintage-esque to me, like something that somebody's grandma would make. Like this feels like something you would find like at a thrift store or, you know, antique store. It's just really cute. I can't wait to see it completely completed completely completed. And yeah, I do want to make like more Christmas colorways with maybe some solids, but so far I love this. It's so much fun. I'm almost completed, so this would be the setup round if you're familiar with that pattern, and then the rest of this is like the round that you repeat, and I'm almost done with that. So technically this, I think this would be like day 1, day 2 of that pattern. And if you're curious of what yarn I'm using, which, friend, let me talk. Let's talk. I'm using the Crafters, what is this called? Crafter's Secret Big Idea yarn. And this is in white, okay? And I also have it in this Christmas colorway, okay? Because sometimes I'm curious about this too when I watch other videos. This is 454 grams or 810 yards, 740 meters. And it uses a 5.5 in crochet hook. It recommends, or 5mm. And I'm using actually a 6 for the start blankets. So that's that. I have been crocheting for a few years now, and I would always go past this yarn and just like disregard it. And the one time I did check it out, it was like, to me, it reminded me of Red Heart. And I'm not a fan of all of Red Heart's yarns. Some of them are really nice, like the Bitty Stripes or like the ombre ones. Those feel really nice. But recently I was watching, it's a lady I'm subscribed to. Her name is Maxine. I can't think of her channel name. And she talked about this Crafter's Secret Big Idea yarn, and was saying it was so soft. And I'm like, I remember touching that yarn. I don't recall it being so soft. I don't know if they changed the formula. I don't know if it's always been like that, or I just need to open up my mind a little bit more. Maybe all the above. And no, she was right. I'm like, I just don't recall it being so soft, but I love it. And I think it's a good value for what it is, because it's about $9 rounded up when it's on sale, and $12, $13 when it's not on sale. So yeah. Final project that I'm also working on. This will just be a long-term project for me. The Chaos Blanket. Chaos Crochet Blanket. I've been seeing that a little bit here and there popping up on my FYP on TikTok, and I was like, oh, I want to give it a try. I've been wanting to do like a blanket with like all of my favorite colors, and I was like, you know what? Let's do the Chaos Blanket. So I do have like a shorter video on that, but we're here to talk. The girls and the guys are here to talk about a little bit longer. So again, I wanted all my favorite colors. Didn't necessarily get all of like my favorite like hues, because it didn't it was kind of clashing, but this is what we came up with. So my starting chain is 156 chains. I tried to get stuff that was like, that could work. I don't know if it actually can work together. I'm gonna be honest, this is gonna be trial and error, but I tried to look it up and see, okay, with the stitches, like if there are multiple threes, let's put those together. So this is what I came up with. So I have, let's have that here, 156 foundation chain, right? My stitches, wait, my hook, and I said on my short, don't let me use this little bitty hook again. I think from working with the 6mm hook on the star blankets, I've gotten used to it. I'm like, what have I been doing with this little bitty hook? Because this is like my go-to hook size. Like, I love it. I love the stitch definition and stuff. And I'm like, maybe I need to just get a different hook. Definitely one that's a little bit more ergonomic friendly. But I'm like, yeah, I won't. I'm kind of considering maybe even moving up to a 5, but I'm like, what am I doing with this little bitty hook? I even like, y'all, all my blankets that I've pretty much ever made, if it's not something super bulky, I have used this little bitty hook. My mosaic crochet, my tapestry, this little bitty hook. So, so 156 foundation chain, 4.5 hook is what I'm using, and my stitches consist of this. We have single crochet, we have and this is US terminology, single crochet, double crochet. I'm doing a back loop only, half double crochet. Hold on, I have notes. I'm my specialty stitches, if you would, is a waffle stitch, lemon. So we have it right here. The waffle stitch is in that white, the ivory. You have your lemon peel stitch. Look at that. That's so pretty. I want to do a blanket just with this waffle, lemon peel, and then I have a granny stripe. I love a good granny. I love a good granny, honey, because it's so smooth and just goes, it's so relaxing. So those are the stitches I'm doing. What is that? 6 stitches, and then I'm not doing any more than 6 rows. Not doing that. But let me get into the colors that I chose. You can see some of them. Okay, again, I like to just shop at Hobby Lobby. It's easier for me. So we have burnt orange. No, sorry. Burnt pumpkin. Isn't that so pretty? Like this for a fall blanket? I cannot wait. I love this yarn. No, I literally love this yarn. It's so good. This is ivory, amethyst, turquoise. This is still, I love this yarn. I just took out the label because Central Pool was jacked. Sun gold. I have pink, and it's just pink. And we have, this one is dark country blue. So that is all those colors that I'm using for my chaos blanket. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So yeah, I'm excited to see how this works up. I've just been like, when you guys haven't seen my process with this, but when I'm behind the scenes and I'm just doing this by myself and not on film, I'm using like the wheel. I have like all my colors on one wheel, my stitches on one wheel, and the number of rows on one wheel, and I spin it to determine, you know, what color, what stitch I'm starting with, or what stitch I'm gonna do for that row, the color, and the number of rows. So far we've had the turquoise, the ocean. Wait, I didn't show you guys ocean. I must have fell, but I have this minty kind of ocean color. We have the sun gold and the granny stitch, the lemon peel, double crochet, and waffle, which is not bad. So if you do want to see more of like me drawing and doing all that stuff, I'll try to post it over here on YouTube. But like I said, I tend to yap. And I have been posting my longer shorts, you know, in my videos, but I'm trying to condense them down small so it can actually be a short. But if they don't make it over here, friend, go on over there to TikTok so you can see just me drawing the color, the stitch, and the rows, and see how this thing is going to grow. So I'm so excited for this and just all the projects I'm doing. I definitely want to get back, like I said, into my cross stitch, but it's been one of those projects, you know, that I have not yet had the emotional capacity, if you would, to get back into it. Like, it seems very, and I say this loosely, it seems very silly and just mundane, like just pick up the project. But for me, dealing with grief, even in the past, there are certain things I still haven't come back to. There are certain things I still haven't come back to, for whatever reasons. And some things just take time, and I'm not going to rush myself into it. But I do eventually want to get back into some cross stitch because I do find that relaxing too, especially, honey, especially with like an audiobook at night. And I'm just, oh, it's the best feeling in the world. But Anyways, I hope you, if you like this, you hung out with me, you like the chitty chat videos. Again, I'm trying to find my footing here online. I can be very, like I said, I think I mentioned over here, I can be very kind of a recluse, and there's a lot of things just of my life I just actually will not put on the internet. I always say the best parts of my life and people in my life will never make the internet. That's just me. Um, so it's trying to find a way to create content in a way that I'm comfortable with. But yeah, so anyways, that's that. I'm not gonna keep you long, but we'll be back with more videos. If there's anything in particular you guys want to see from me and I'm comfortable with, just, or anything you guys want to see from me, leave it in the comments below. And if I'm comfortable with it, I will do those videos. So anyways, I love you all. Thank you all for walking with me. Thank you all for the new followers. And those that have to go, I'm so glad to have you as long as I did. So God bless you all, and I will see you in the next video. Toodles bookie.